Okay, welcome back to High Ground. My name is Tanner, and today we're going to be going over predictions for NAL day number 2. But first, seeing as though we have day number 1 in the books, let's take a look at the results. Keep in mind, this one is wrong. They did it wrong on the graphic. It was an 8-7 victory for Space Station, not Sonic. So let's go down the line and talk about the results really briefly and what I predicted. So I got all 3 of these right. These felt really easy on paper, and then, I mean, if you predicted them all as the favorite to win, you felt pretty vindicated because they were all dominant wins, so I got all 3 of those right. I did get this one wrong. I predicted Sonic's. Yeah, maybe I should have gone with Space Station. Turns out, well, yeah, obviously I should have, but it was really, really close. It was a round 15 win, so even though I got it wrong, it just 1 round away from getting it right. Same thing with this one. M80 lost in round 15, and that shouldn't have happened because they let NJR 1v4 clutch them. I think it was still in regulation or something. So M80, if everything had gone the same, that except for the 1 round, it would have been the 7-5 victory for M80, and I would have been right. And then this one, Space Station maybe could have won more dominantly. There's 1 round they sort of had a pretty big advantage and they let it slip away, but they did end up winning it. So I did get these 2 wrong, and then this one I got right, but man, what a comeback. Space Station was down 3-6, and so same thing. I guess they're really different teams, but Space Station, they were down like last stage, what was it, like 1-6 or something crazy, and made the comeback, and well, come back from 3-6. And there was a 6-3 scoreline in a lot of these games. This game and this game were both 6-3, obviously, and then the one team secured it. And then I don't think this game, and obviously they're not this game, but I don't know about this one either. But these 2 also were. Oxygen was down 3-6. They didn't manage to fully make the comeback. They needed another round. And then Space Station was down 3-6, and they did make the comeback. So, you know, 4 of the 7 games were 6-3 at one point, which might not sound like a lot, but it is a little bit of a coincidence there. 4, or is it 5 of them? Did I say? Yeah, I think it's just 4 of them. Anyways, yeah, those were the results, and I guess I didn't really, yeah, a little bit of an upset here. I think these 2 definitely could have gone either way. I did predict them wrong, but I said these were the hardest ones to predict. And, you know, pretty close. This was also a close game. Didn't seem as close on paper, but Mirage looked pretty good here, even though they looked pretty bad here. And then, yeah, Parabellum upsetting Oxygen. Pretty big, pretty solid win, you know, beating Oxygen in regulation on the first day. That was the highest placing team at the 6 Invitational from NA, at least. And, you know, Laxing getting a little bit of revenge. He was recently on Oxygen, now on Parabellum. Okay, let's go over to predictions for day number 2. Okay, so here are the games. We have Sonics versus Beast Coast, first game, and Battle of the Blue Logos. Who's going to take it here? I mean, I think you have to predict Sonics. Both of them had their off day for the first day. They only played 1 game rather than 2 games like everybody else did, and they both ended up losing them. Beast Coast lost 3-7, Sonics lost 7-8, so obviously Sonics performed a lot better in their first game, and Sonics, maybe they're still shoring things up. Maybe they opted to let border all the way through, and sometimes that's a mistake. Oxygen went there, and I just think, I don't know, if it's a good map for you, it's one thing, and obviously Oxygen is amazing on it. They 7-0 W7M on it in SI, and that's a whole big deal. But now you're playing a best of 1, teams have different levels of prep time, you're playing online rather than LAN, a whole bunch of different factors, and I'm not just going to blame the map. I think SSG played pretty well. Maybe Sonics played a little bit sloppy. Grixer went off, but like Rexon, for example, wasn't playing very well. Certainly not up to his standards. Same thing with Gunner and Geo. I think Citizen did fine, but yeah, Grixer was trying to carry, but unfortunately couldn't quite get it done. Anyways, yeah, it's going to be a Sonic prediction for me there, and you know, pretty easy call there. We'll see. Maybe there's going to be an upset, but I think it's a pretty safe bet. M80 versus Mirage. So M80 did take a loss, but it was against Dark Zero. Dark Zero being, I guess, the number 1 team after day 1. Only them and Space Station are 2-0. And again, some teams only did play 1 game. But I suppose, yeah, both those teams lost their 1 game. So no team can really catch up to the record of Space Station and Dark Zero immediately. Yeah, assuming they keep winning and whatnot, but Duke might also. Dark Zero's a point ahead of Space Station because Space Station won in overtime twice. Dark Zero won in overtime once, so 5 points to 4 points there. Anyways, I'm still going to go with M80 here. Mirage definitely came out swinging in their second game. Again, not their first game. They got kind of crushed by Dark Zero, but they almost had the win over Space Station. They just let it slip away. They lost 3 rounds in a row, and then they had match point again. I believe they won the first round in overtime. And then in round 14, they let Merc get that 1v2 clutch, and then they lost in round 15. So heartbreaker there. You know, the previous Mirage squad had a lot of chokes last stage, and well, maybe we'll see if that trend continues for the org. I'm gonna go with M80 though. I haven't seen enough to really pick Mirage over the likes of M80, even if, you know, they did take one loss. But, you know, Mirage 2 losses. Sonics versus Parabellum. So Sonics is 0-1, Parabellum is 1-1. So I mean, there is that. Parabellum, I guess, only has 3 points. Sonics has 1 point. They did take it to overtime at the very least, but still haven't seen enough from Parabellum to consistently pick them or anything, or haven't seen Sonics stumble quite enough yet. If they had lost decisively to Space Station, maybe we'd be talking, but no, I think I'm still going to opt for a Sonics pick here. And then we have M80 versus Oxygen, match of the day. This is unfortunately a little bit of a Mickey Mouse showdown. Gomez, because Gomez is like the 4th lowest rated player and Dream's like the 4th highest rated player or something, like a little bit funny. I have Gomez in my fantasy draft, and he needs to pick it up. That'd be much appreciated. And then I opted for Kino over Dream. Kino admittedly not doing that badly, but Dream apparently would be the superior pick, but there's still another day to play on that draft. So yeah, Gomez killed Dream a bunch of times. That'd be cool. Anyways, who am I going to pick here? This is the I mean, I think it's this one and this one are the hardest two to pick because, again, the other 5 matchups do involve Beast Coast, Mirage, or Parabellum in all of them. So M80 versus Oxygen. Let's see. Close game between M80 and Dark Zero. Oxygen taking a regulation loss to Parabellum. Man, this one's really, really tough to pick. Dream was on fire on the first day. Pretty much everybody from Oxygen doing okay. Maybe, did somebody do poorly? I feel like nobody did especially bad. Well, Newers actually did not so well. I don't remember what he ended on, but, you know, Newers is usually absolutely popping off. I guess who else did M80 play? They played Parabellum. Did they play Parabellum? I can't quite remember. I just looked at it, but I can't. I don't know. I'm gonna go gut feeling Oxygen here. I was about to say M80, but I think I'm just gonna go Oxygen for whatever reason. I feel like Newers. Well, we'll see if he gets the bounce back, but that's what I'm gonna go with anyways. I don't even know who I'd call the favorite really, but that's what I'm gonna opt for there. And then Space Station versus Beast Coast. Yeah, easy Space Station pick. Beast Coast. They did lose 3-7, but a lot of those rounds probably could have gone their way. So I think it was a decent first showing, even if the scoreline didn't look especially close. And Space Station, you know, they are 2-0. They were around 15 games, but still, you know, a couple of wins is nice. I'll go Space Station there. And then Dark Zero versus Oxygen, the other tough pick. Dark Zero is top of the board right now. Oxygen took a loss, and that was even on Oregon, right? Which is, I mean, a pretty standard map, so maybe you'd expect a newer team to get up to speed on that more quickly. But generally, in the past, Oxygen has been like one of the best, if not like the best Oregon team in the world. So a little bit surprising of a loss there. Maybe just a really, just not an especially good day for them. I think I'm gonna go with Dark. I guess I'll go with. I kind of want to go with Oxygen here because I don't know. NJR was just playing out of his mind. Can he really replicate that performance? Panbo was a really good game 1. Gaveni was really good game 2. I guess I'll go Dark Zero just based on the momentum factor, but I don't know. I feel like I might regret this one. Again, you know, this could go either way. This could be a very close game. And then finally, we have Space Station versus Parabellum. And again, you know, I'm going to go Space Station here. They're 2-0. Parabellum's 1-1, but Space Station were pretty close games. But just all things considered, it just seems like a stronger team on paper, a lot more experienced players on Space Station. But, you know, do give Parabellum just a little bit of credit by way of taking down Oxygen on their very first day. Not their first game, but on the first day in their second game. So I think that's pretty much going to do it. I guess this didn't take me as long as I thought it might have, but I mean, whatever. Got the predictions out of the way. Maybe this weekend I'll do a recap or something of all of the games, like a little bit more in-depth and look at some stats or something. Let me know if you guys want to see that, and hopefully I can get around to making that. Okay, so yeah, with all that being said, catch you guys in the next video.